Hey there, guys, and we're back for another apartment reno. I actually had filmed this one before and somehow can no longer find the file, so I had to redo it again. And when doing this one, you will see that every once in a while it randomly skips. Because I apparently accidentally keybound commands to pause and restart the recording that I didn't realize I had done. And so throughout the video, I was using it. So there will be skips. And I really did not want to build this a third time because I didn't notice it until later on in the video. Which I think also the end is cut off as well. So the end isn't the finished end. There was some more after the very last bit. But anyway, yeah, I didn't want to do it a third time just because it took me quite a while to get this where I wanted it to. I was trying to keep this one kind of industrial still like the rest were in the Culpepper house, but have it kind of, I wanted it a apartment for two college going Sims. That was the plan. It was kind of like a college apartment type deal in this lovely little apartment, and I loved the balcony. Later on we'll see the balcony get done, and yes, I need that balcony, thanks. So it's a little small, but I wanted to make sure it was a 2-bedroom so both girls could be in it. And so you will see that the kitchen is also kind of small, but I had a lot of fun trying to make it work and kind of fit it in this small area and make sure that it still worked. It flowed nicely. It worked nicely. And I feel like it worked out in the end. I do move the doors around quite a bit. I end up moving one of the doors back. The one on the corner bedroom gets moved back just because it works out a little better in the place it used to be. So that will change down the line. And yeah, I was just trying to really make it still kind of flow with the industrial theme. I feel like all of these will be, I think there's one more. I could be wrong. But I feel like there was a 4th apartment in this building. If not, well, then we're moving on to another building for the next one. Otherwise, here we are. Anyway, yeah, this is words. I didn't really like the breaker box. Yeah, I was trying to say beaker box, but that's not what that is. And the pipes in this house just because they took up so much room, and you can't put things right in front of them, which I mean, yes, you're not supposed to cover a breaker box, but a stool next to it would be fine. So yeah, I wasn't too happy with that. And I tried these horizontal slats. I was like, ooh, this would make a really funky kind of cool look to hang things on, but I just no, didn't work out how I wanted it to, so I ended up removing them and not using those. But I really wanted to make sure that there was quite a bit underneath this little area because, it is a small kitchen, but you still gotta have the basics, like the knives and the pots and whatnot. You can't just not have things to cook on, otherwise then it would just, there's no point in a kitchen if you can't even use anything to cook with. It just makes no sense. So I did make that little bar, and there was a couple times I debated on taking out that little bar and kind of changing it around, but it just didn't really work. And look, there was one of the skips. Now we have a finished bathroom. Just like that. Took all of 10 seconds. Not even. I'm the Flash. Got it done. Anyway, I put the the vertical slats. Yes, that was definitely horizontal. I don't even know. Up there because I wanted a wall, but I didn't want a wall at the same time. If you know what I mean. I just didn't. I didn't want the pipes to be a part of it, but at the same time, like, I didn't want to completely cut off that section, have this weird section in there. So I figure, like, it could be like this weird access room or whatever, you know. If you need to reach the pipes, you can, but otherwise it's nice and hidden, and you don't really see it. So, like, it works good. But I did love this bathroom, and I have lately been obsessed with that River Rock floor. I've been using it for a lot of my builds, even like my personal ones that I do that I haven't shared. I'm redoing one for my own playthrough, and yeah, I've been using it quite a bit. It's all over the house, and I'm like, okay, whoa, rein it in a little bit. We don't need to have, if we're gonna have rock floors everywhere, we might as well just, live in a cave. Then we can have complete rock floors. But this bedroom was my favorite, definitely. It was kind of like, not really super artisty. The other one had like an art studio in it. But this one, just, the feel was just there for me. There was these lights hanging all the way around the top. And, the little laptop sitting there with some stuff on the desk. And I think I added in a shelf. And there is a lot of plants in this build. Like a lot. I don't know why, because I've never really been like, ooh, plants everywhere. But this build, I was like, ooh, plants everywhere. Maybe that's because lately I've suddenly been into plants. Even though I have a very bad, I don't know what it's called, the opposite of green thumb. I kill plants very easily. But I, all of a sudden, want more plants. I want to buy plants. I want to raise plants. I'm just like, ooh, plants. We gotta go check out the plant section. Plants, 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 plants. Don't know why. Don't ask me why. I've never been like that before. And then all of a sudden it was just like, oh, plants. So I think that kind of translated over into this build a little bit. I was like, ooh, plant babies everywhere. So you'll see a lot of plants. So then I was just kind of trying to make this little kind of cozy corner, get your stuff on. I think I make a lot of these. Not gonna lie. I think I do. I think I have almost in every build something similar. Oops. I guess that can be like my trademark thing, right? The open notebook on every desk. And a little sitting area next to the wardrobe, next to a mirror. I mean, not the worst thing to have, it works. So yes, this is the shelf, and I filled it with a bunch of stuff and tried to make it look kind of cute and very lived in, and just kind of overall just make sure things looked nice. And there was another jump. Yep. So I was struggling with what to put on the walls. I didn't want to do too much. I kind of like a minimalist look a little bit, but like at the same time, I don't. Like, I kind of want somewhere in between a minimalist look and a cluttered look. And I don't really know if there's a word for that, but I just feel like minimalist, there's not enough stuff in it. I always grew up around houses that everything had a place, but like it was filled. You didn't just buy something new and stick it on the shelf. You had to rearrange the shelves to make room for it because you had so much stuff already. But that wasn't always a bad thing. Some people are like, oh my god, you have so much stuff. And it's like, no. I know how to take care of my stuff. I'm not hoarding things. I just have stuff. And a lot of stuff has memories attached to it and whatnot. So, like, stuff isn't bad. It's when your stuff isn't organized. That's bad. So I've had a hard time with minimalist looks, and that's what I've I sometimes will try and do it in The Sims, but I'm like, oh my god, it just looks weird. So that's why I kind of have some some stuff everywhere. That's my big reason why. There's usually a lot of stuff in my builds because I want it to look lived in. I don't want it to look like out of a magazine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, if that's what you like, amazing. That's amazing. That's cool. You do you. I'll do me. So that's where we're at. And so I kind of changed up the entryway because obviously the coat rack's right in front of the door. I can't believe I didn't realize it at first. But I was trying to find something to go on the walls here, and like I wanted something, but like I did want something. I wanted it to be practical, as this is like the entryway, and not so much like filled. Like some of the other living spaces is pretty filled and whatnot, and I wanted this place to be just kind of more simple than anything. And I was trying to find, like, I had an idea of what should hang up there above the door, and I just could not find it. It was just like absolutely annoying that I could not figure out what I wanted to go above the door. And then I was like, ooh, what about a light? That's what I came up with. So, not the best interior designing going on here, but it worked. It added some light, and it added just enough flare on that wall. That's what I was kind of worried about. Like, brick itself has such a nice kind of flare to it that you don't really need to do a whole ton to make it look good. And so that was my biggest issue, was trying to make sure I didn't overdo it. And so now I was trying to figure out like what I could do in this space, because this corner felt so empty, but there were so many doors right there. There wasn't a whole lot you could do with it. So I was like, what about a fish? Like a little goldfish. And add some of these like, I was going to say plants because I'm looking at the plants. Yes, there are some plants added. It happens. The pictures of the underwater stuff went above the fish, and I was like, ooh, perfect. And then I didn't really want that pride flag in there, and as you saw, I tried to put it over the door, and over the door did not work. So it just wasn't vibing right with me. So I put it there, and I felt it like it fit a lot better. I think I actually changed that around a little bit, but yeah. And then I was like, ooh, I'll put a few things like by this pot and whatnot. And then I was like, what if I put the plant in the pot? I was like, wait, how can I do that? So this is me trying to figure out how to put a plant in the pot. And it actually worked out really well. And I was like, whoa, magic. Sims magic right there. So this is when I was trying to figure out, I was like, I want some more stuff on this wall. Like more kitchen stuff on this wall. That would be great. And so here I am, like, going through everything. I'm like, what should they have? And I'm like, maybe move that, put that there, move that. What about something there? And it kind of went back to that. I felt like there was so much stuff in the way. And I was like, I don't really know. And I ended up there, and I do love that shelf. That shelf is one of my favorite things to use. It adds so much to it with so little effort that I was like, yes. Now this room was a pain. I changed the layout way too many times. Way too many times. I at first was like, ooh, let's put the couch in the corner and have like this little like vibey area, and then we'll put a fireplace over here and have like a sitting area. But then I was like, oh wait, the door is right there, we can't have a sitting area there. And I was like, wait, but I want a dining room there and the living room there. But what if I change the living room over here? But wait, no, now the dining room is like on the other side. Yeah, I was just, for whatever reason, it just was not working, and I still wasn't thrilled at how this turned out. This is when I was like, ooh, what if I delete the bar and put it there? Didn't work out either. So I don't know what it was. I was just having the worst time. So it's like, oh, breakfast nook in the corner, and like make it cute, and they can sit there and look out the window. I don't even remember what I did, honestly. I changed this so many times, and it was miserable. Just trying to make sure everything fit and whatnot. It was just like, ugh. So I think what happened is I removed that slats thing, and I put a bookshelf there. And I kind of made that, oh, maybe I didn't remove the slats. I thought I did. I don't know. I was like, ooh, perfect. Like, I'll keep the bookshelf here and make a little sitting area. And I don't actually remember if the bookshelf stays there. So, yeah. Anyway, I definitely wanted to make sure that I had the space I wanted for the things I needed. And it was just like, it was a struggle. And I found all these hanging pots that you could put like there were plants, and they hung from the ceiling. And my mind was literally blown. I was like, oh my God, I need all of these in every corner of the rooms. So there's a lot, just a forewarning. So I think I do move this, because I remember having to move some of the stuff with it, and I was like, ugh, why did I do this to myself? But in the end, I think I do have a dining table and a little sitting area, and it kind of had just like this cute vibe, and I was like, yes, I am winning at this apartment. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't feel like I did a very good job. I was like, ooh, table, ooh, this, ooh, that. And it took me a while, but I finally figured out what exactly I wanted, and I made it work. And it actually looked really good, I think. Not really what I wanted it to be, but, you know, there's a difference between also how things would work probably in real life versus how things work in The Sims. And I know there's like the cheats and whatnot, but sometimes it gets tiring trying to use the cheats for everything. And I do want these apartments to be livable while being nice. So like, I want you to still be able to reach the bookshelf even if I put the puffs in front of it. Because in real life, yes, you'd be able to reach the bookshelf, but in The Sims, no, they're gonna kind of throw a little bit of a hissy fit. So I settled on, I think it was this couch and the little chair here, and then I ended up putting a table in the middle, and I think I put some pots hanging down from that. I don't really remember, but I thought it worked out pretty well, because then you have the TV right near the dining room and the living room, and I'm seeing things that I wish I had changed, but you know, it works. So this was fun. I was trying to get a little seating area outside, so it was almost like a little breakfast area, and then just have some seating outside. So I have this little dining table with some chairs, and then I added another couch, and I put in some plants. That's clearly the theme, plants, and just absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. So that's really what I did with this. I was like, ooh, bikes. But yeah, that's what I kind of did with the outside. I made like a little garden that they could have out on the balcony, and it was so cute. So cute. I loved it. I was like, oh my God, yes. And so then I think the last room that I have is the other bedroom. And I know that one cuts off in the middle, so I'll kind of like talk about it a little bit. I wanted to make it a artist's room, because there's not really a lot of places for art stuff in the rest of the apartment itself. I was like, ooh, we can make this like an artist studio. And so the bed's off to the side, like in the other bedroom, but instead of a desk, it is art stuff. And there's like canvases along the wall and whatnot, and it kind of turned out pretty good. I'm not the happiest with it. I think I've stated that. it just did not come out the way I was hoping, which is fine. Like, it happens. So yeah, I think I'm just going to wrap up chatting about this. I don't really think I have anything else to say. I kind of pick a floor and then move on to the other bedroom. So I think I'll wrap it up and let you guys just enjoy the rest of this build and the screenshots. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of it and have a wonderful day. And hopefully we'll finish up more of these apartment renos real soon. Enjoy, guys. Bye.